What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here, along with Scotty Collier, giving up his post-match drive as it's a late night, week game or whatever, midweek game. So we're doing a post-match drive as opposed to a post-match pint. Can't get the other two lads out before we get into the dismal, awful performance. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app lets you keep up with all the stats, scores and news. If you want to go back and check all the stats of that game and check the horror show, then you can do that on OneFootball app. Just click the link in the description down below. But yeah, West Ham 3, Wolves. West Ham 3. I'm in dreamland. Wolves 3.
Yeah, what game was you watching?
Jeez, I was watching a game in my head, mate. I was thinking it was somewhere else. Yeah, starting lineup, eh?
Yeah, Fabianski, super Fabianski in goal. Zabaleta right, Masuaku left. Diop or Bonner in the centre. Noble, Rice, Anderson one side, Snodgrass the other, and Antonio and Nenatovic up top.
4-4-2.
Yeah. Don't quite get that formation. I get the starting, I get the 11. I just don't get the 4-4-2.
Well, at the first time, obviously you said to me we was wondering if Antonio's playing the number 10 but then it sort of became apparent that it was playing up top.
Flat 4-4-2, wasn't it? Yeah, he's I don't know. To be fair, I can't believe what I watched, especially after the AFC Wimbledon result. That game, that was bad enough. But watching today,
yes. But you know what? The funny thing is, it's like when teams, have a really bad game or a bad run, and they've got us next. Teams seem to bounce back against us. We don't have that bounce back ability. It seems like when we really get humiliated, you never see that reaction of going and stuffing a team the next game.
No, that's it. Like I said, after that defeat at Wimbledon, we said it in the build-up to the game. You're expecting a performance. You're expecting the side, like the players, to turn up and give everything, and they gave nothing. You look back at that game. Look at Wolves. Wolves wanted every ball, every second ball they were mopping up, they were picking up. We were second best to everything, and to play 90 minutes of Premier League football and have 2 shots on target. We're not playing. Wolves are outstanding, but we're not playing Manchester City or Liverpool when they're on form and you're going there sitting back and defending for 90 minutes. We weren't playing like that. We tried to play attacking football, and there's just so many things you can pull apart in how bad our performance was today.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's embarrassing. The past 2 games are just embarrassing.
Yeah, mate. Especially look, we're gonna get through the game, but when they was doing our lays, mate, that was fucking humiliating.
Yeah.
That was shocking. I want to point out, if you are hearing funny noises or whatever, I don't know if it's because. Wait, is this mic plugged in?
You ain't even plugged it in, Dan.
Fuck's sake. They should be able to hear us. See what West Ham do to us? Right, there we go. I'm sitting there like that, pointing a mic that ain't even plugged in. Oh, jeez. Right, now, if you hear any funny noises with the mic or whatever, it's because we're in a car or some crap. But that was...
that's tuned me right up there.
Priceless.
Classic West Ham fan TV.
That is, mate. Okay, just had to double check the audio. It's fine. We're back. Mic's plugged in now. But yeah, like with the players, what I just get a feel of, it's like the lights are on but no one's home. Like they're just like going through the motions type thing. There's no real intelligence or thought behind what they're doing. It's just get the ball, get rid of the ball, move it on, but no real looking up, seeing who's in the right position, making the right pass, or knowing when to actually run with the ball. It's like we don't run with the ball anymore. It's get the ball, quick pass, even when there's not any passes on.
I think we're overcomplicating our game. Obviously, Pellegrini wants to play out from the back, right? So we're trying to play football, playing across the back. But the movement then needs to be there in front of it. You look at Wolves today, when they did pass the ball out from the back, there was players coming in wanting the ball. When they broke, they had 4 players going forward. We break, 3 players charging forward. The one on the ball looks up. He's got no one to pass to. There's 5 Wolves defenders behind the ball, and he has to come back and slow down, and we go backwards. I think there was 4 or 5 times today when we got in an attacking position and went all the way back to Fabianski.
Yeah.
You know, and that ain't good enough. It's not good enough. The options are not there.
Yeah.
The movement's not there.
The pressing isn't there. Like, the thing is, it's like half-hearted pressing. When teams press us, they really are right up our arse. It's like we just go, it's like token press. Oh, I suppose I've got to look to be pressing, run near them, with no real urgency to try and put them under pressure. It's like, jog, yep, all right, and then they pass the ball.
But even when someone does press, so there was a time in the second half where Arnautovic and Antonio pressed the ball and forced the keeper into a mistake. But you're watching how they're pressing the ball. The midfield's not pressing with them. The midfield are not pushing up the pitch. They're sitting back. You might as well have had today 6 players playing defence, 2 players playing out wide, and then the 2 strikers, because the gap between each section, attack and defence, was, you know, it was massive, and you're not going to get anywhere. Again, no runners running into the box. The warning sign was there in the first half. They get the ball out wide on their right, our left, whip a ball in, and the geezer puts an header wide. You know, we don't see our wide players running into the box for crosses. Yeah, we had the thing in the second half. We get a free kick. I think it was right early on, wasn't it? At 0-0. Yeah. And Anderson pings the ball to Snodgrass on the edge of the area. We've just got a free kick in a decent position.
You've got Antonio in the box. You've got Arnautovic in the box.
Diop, Bonner, Rice, and we try and ping something to Snodgrass on the edge of the area.
And where did the ball end up? It went right.
Fabianski.
Yeah, that's Fabianski.
You know, and that is the problem. You're 0-0. You've pulled the big guys up. Play the ball across the box. Get it in the box. Give them something to attack. And we ping it to try and do something, you know, a training ground free kick, which ain't going to work. It weren't one of them nights. Everything we tried, we didn't.
He does it a lot, like on corners or something. Rather than ping it into the box, he'll play like the short corner or something. And our corners are never effective. I don't know if we've scored from any corner, maybe one corner or so. I don't know if we've scored for set. It's like we're shit at defending set pieces and we're shit at attacking set pieces and taking set pieces.
Yeah, no, the defending set pieces is ridiculous. You know,
yeah. I think we're nearing 30 goals conceded from set pieces.
Yeah, and we haven't scored many. Attacking corners, things like that. You know, Rice got one, didn't he, against Arsenal? But there's just so many things wrong. You know, with individual players and the team performance as a whole.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much like cohesion in the team. It's like, you know, we saw when Snodgrass whipped the ball in, he whipped the ball in, but then you've got Arnautovic and Antonio outside the box, nowhere near. You've got
Well, what was that one we were saying about earlier, where we've got the ball down the line and Arnautovic has made the run to the 6-yard box? I think that's one you're on about. Snodgrass crosses it in. Antonio's gone back onto the edge. Not Antonio. Antonio's sitting on the edge of the 18-yard box. Arnautovic was on the 6-yard box. Arnautovic then goes and runs backwards.
Yeah.
What's the point? You're occupying the same space as another player. Then we cross the ball into the area where it should be crossed to. Yeah. 4 defenders, no attackers.
But to me, I think that's a problem. Again, one with Arnautovic not, you know, getting forward and not getting himself in the right position, and 2 with Snodgrass not looking up before he's crossing the ball. Yeah, you're putting it where they should be attacking, but if you look up and you see he's nowhere near that, let me do something different. But it's like, right, I'm just gonna expect him to be there, and he does that quite a lot. Like Arnautovic, I noticed. Antonio does it a lot, like not looking where they're passing the ball.
Yeah, but putting the ball into that position on the edge of the 6-yard box is where a striker's going to be. And Arnautovic and Antonio are wingers. You know, they've not got that natural instinct to go and get into them positions like Hernandez does. Hernandez will sniff out a chance. He'll go and put himself where he thinks the ball's going to be, because that's what he does. He's a poacher. Yeah. You know, he again, when he come on, he wasn't no effect in the game. He come on too late. Carroll coming on, no effect in the game. You know, I think it's probably the first time I've seen him win an header since he's come back.
Yeah. I didn't see it. You had to point it out. I was looking somewhere.
But it's just the whole team was not good enough today. Whole team, you know, from end to end. Fabianski is the only player that had a decent game.
However, one thing that was annoying about Fabianski, his distribution was awful. The amount of goal kicks that went out for throw-ins today.
He had no options. They were pressing him. You know, they were pressing so high up. They were pressing him, and we just played. How many blind passes we played? How many hospital balls we played today?
Oh yeah, that one Diop played to Noble right to he's literally like a foot away from him, right to his feet. Geezer's right up his arse.
And the thing that you pointed out as well, there don't seem to be no leadership on that pitch at the minute.
The community. Yeah, it's like we were really close, right? And you can't hear any talking.
No. There's no one's leading the back line.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know whether that's because we've lost Balbuena and he seemed to be more of the one that marshalled the back line, but there's nothing there. No one's talking to Masuaku, and we've said before when you saw him playing alongside Reed and Collins, they're barking out orders to him. You don't get that with Abona, you don't get that with Diop. You know, we need someone in that back line to be a leader and take. There was no one today taking the team by the scruff of the neck and going, right, you need to do this. Even Zabaleta and Noble, who are leaders, they weren't doing it. No. You know, it's. I don't know what's gone. I don't know what's gone wrong. Something's gone massively wrong between December and now.
Yeah.
You know, because the performance levels have just completely dropped.
Exactly. And like, look, we've said about injuries and stuff like that, but it shouldn't be. A few injuries shouldn't take you from how he was in December to whatever this shambles is. Yeah. It's something seriously wrong there with the players. It's weird as well. A lot of panicking I've noticed on the ball, like even like Diop or something. So the ball would come to us and it'd just be hoof it away, quick hoof it away. Yeah. Even when there's a bit of space, it's like rather than pick out the pass, it's just quick fucking smash it out. Masuaku did it, Diop did it, Ogbonna did it.
There don't seem to be no trust. The players don't seem to trust each other. Do you know what I mean? To give them a ball in a dangerous area, everyone's now sort of panicking and fearing of making a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I mean, what was that one as well where they played like the ball come in, and then they tried to play it long over the other end to Anderson rather than play it up the wing.
Yeah.
And you know, this is another thing actually we was talking about. I was pointing out the difference with Masuaku going forward, right? Times of old, you'd see Masuaku, right? He would run down that wing, he'd take on players. Now, as soon as he gets the ball, it's pass. So I'm thinking it's the way he's being coached. It's the way Pellegrini wants him to play. But you see all of them, players that would take on it. It's like hot potato with the ball now. It's just pass, which, you know, it's fine. But there are times when you need to drive down the channel and run with the ball.
There's times where I think that when we can go direct, we don't. You know, I like the football we play. I like that we try and play out from the back and we try and pass teams to death. But sometimes there's a pass on to go more direct, and then we don't pick that pass. You know, we go inside or we go backwards.
I think it was the one I was just talking about, whereas like Masuaku had loads of room down on that left-hand side to run, but instead he pinged it across the other end to Anderson and it went out for a throw.
Yeah.
And it's just, is it a case of like, he's just, you know, he's interpreting the training or whatever as, I always have to pass it. It's like, come on, use your brain.
Yeah, the manager drills them into how he wants to play. So that is what they're drilled into, to play out from the back. You know, they don't want to go long. We're not a team now that
but I mean,
can go long.
Not so much going, but it's like actually running with the ball for a while and keeping out and having one play, keep hold of it. It's like run down the wing when there's space and have the rest of the team run with you and then pick out that pass. But it just seems to be pass, move. But our passing is so sloppy, it's completely ineffective.
Yeah, and some of our players are too slow. I just think today that showed that when everyone's on fire and we've got the players to play, we're going to look good. But unfortunately, as per the West Ham way, you know, one week we'll look brilliant and next week we won't. And, you know, that's creeping back in. And, you know, you're now looking at the bench and you're looking at Carroll and Hernandez and Obiang.
When they came on, I felt I didn't feel confident at all.
You don't feel like they're going to change a game. You know, and that's the worrying thing.
Well, you know, I was saying to you, didn't I? I said to you about earlier in the season, I felt like we had good squad depth. And I just feel like I was, complete an idiot. Like, because you look at it now, and the actual players that we've got on the bench, our squad depth is horrendous for the actual, for the style of play we want to play.
Yeah.
Obiang might do great in another team. Carroll might do great in another team. Hernandez definitely, I think, would do great in a team that suits him more.
I still think Hernandez suits us, but it's picking the games for him to play in, for him to start in. And we need to press higher up the pitch for him to be effective.
I tell you what, if we did do a 4-4-2 today, right, but instead we had Arnautovic and Hernandez up top, but you had Nasri on the pitch, along with Anderson. Them players seem to link up really well with them quick touches, the movement.
That was a big blow losing Nasri today, I think.
Yeah.
You know, since he's come in, I know what he's played 2 games.
Yeah, I think.
Is it 2 games?
Yeah,
played
Bournemouth and Arsenal.
Birmingham and Arsenal.
Birmingham and Arsenal.
You know, he's.
Was he out for Bournemouth? I thought he played at Bournemouth.
I don't think I don't know.
Did he pick up the injury at Bournemouth?
But he brings something different, and he is the perfect player for the way we want to play.
And we talked about lack of intelligence today. He's a very smart player.
Exactly. But still, even if you put him in there, you know, did anyone really make the runs where you're going to pick the passes for him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's hard to say whether he would have made a massive difference. Look, credit to Wolves. They were superb today. They played out.
I thought Morse, definitely.
They stopped us playing.
Yeah.
You know, they stopped us playing.
But I don't know, like, you know, I mean, they've had a great season, but I just wonder if we really, really flattered them today. Because I thought in the first half, especially, we seemed to both sort of, I don't know, cancel each other out. We both were good. They had a couple of, like I said, they had the better chances in the first half, but it wasn't great. And then I don't know whether it's that we fell apart or they just upped the tempo in the second or what. But
they had more ideas than we did, mate. That's the thing. You see that, like I said, we had one shot in the first half. That was the one Anderson dragged wide. But I said they could have easily been 2-0 up by half time. You know, the header the guy put wide. They had one offside. You know, that's the worrying thing. That's the worrying thing. Look, as I said, they played really well. Wolves, they're a good team.
Yeah, they more than deserved it.
Yeah, but it's just 7 goals in 2 games we've conceded now away from home. You know, and 2 very, very bad performances.
We were just getting our goal difference back into the positives, right? We was working on that. Now it's all turned to shit and it's been dashed.
These last 2 games, you're sitting there thinking, like, what have we now got to play for the rest of the season?
Yeah.
You know, we're out of the FA Cup. We're not going to get a Europa League spot now. I can't see it. Even if we go on a decent run, I can't see it.
We've had 4 chances this season to go 7th.
Yeah.
And every single time we've bottled it.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we'd won tonight, we would have gone above Wolves and moved into 8th.
No, I think we could have gone 7th. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the other results
how they panned out. Yeah.
But I know, like, before apart from the other games, we had the opportunity to go 7th. Then once again, completely bottled it. And then a big thing on that game, Arnautovic going down injured, mate.
I said to you, didn't I, when he was injured, it looked bad, didn't it?
Mate,
you know, he hobbled off the pitch.
Any weight on that leg.
I've seen a picture of him in like one of their moon boot things.
Yeah, with crutches.
Yeah, I said to you, it's the West Ham way for him to get a new deal, get a new contract, and then be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Let's hope he ain't, because we need him, but it don't look good. It don't look good.
I can't see him being back anytime soon, mate. Like, we're not talking weeks. I think we're talking months on that one. That looks like.
And it's like, you know, we're getting Lanzini back fit, and now we lose one of the players where Lanzini coming into the side would suit Arnautovic's style of play, the way we want to play. And now we look like we're going to lose him, and we've got to rely on Antonio, who's a wide man, Andy Carroll, who's not with it, and Hernandez, who's a poacher. You know, I think we've got 3 days left of the transfer window, 2 days left of the transfer window. If Arnautovic is going to be out long term, we need to go and get someone, bring someone in. Even if we bring someone on a 6-month loan, you know, someone who's going to suit the way we're playing, make a bit of a difference, you know. But it's going to be hard to get someone like that.
It's going to be very hard in this short space now. And the thing is, people are going to know we're desperate, and that's going to, you know, weaken our bargaining power and ability to negotiate. And mate, but if the window closes and these are our options up front, I really fear for us, because, like I said, we are leaking goals, and we're struggling to score goals.
We're struggling to create chances.
I mean, you look at the the Wimbledon game, right? We got that goal through Perez, which you said we were lucky to score. And then a bit of free kick brilliance from Anderson. But after that, it's like we didn't really kick on, and we didn't look like we was ever going to score. That Bournemouth game, it's like we could have played another fucking,
another
90 minutes. Yeah, still wouldn't
have scored. And
score.
it was the same in another game we played earlier before Bournemouth one. A game where we could have played for a week and still not scored. We just, I don't know what it is. Something's gone wrong. Something's happened somewhere. You can't lay all the blame on Arnautovic because he hasn't helped with what's gone on, but I just don't. You just can't put your finger on it. We've just completely gone 360, turned around, gone backwards instead of going forwards. And now we're getting to the stage where, as I said, we've got nothing to play for, and players start, not putting the performances in because they're on their holidays.
But the thing is, we can't. What are we on? 31 points. You can't be on your holidays on 31 points, mate. I don't care how many points there are left to play for. Like we're on 31 points. Don't think we can we easily can get 10 points minimum. Like we need to work.
We need to put a run of games together where we can get results, and we got some tough games still to come. We've got Liverpool coming to London Stadium on Monday. We've still got to travel up to City, still travel up to United. We've still got to play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. The Palace game now is going to be a big game.
Palace, I know pushovers this season. They've had some very big results.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're now looking if we get. We're not playing great, but it's typical West Ham if we turn up on Monday night and either get a result against Liverpool or put a performance in that you sit there and think, we may have got ourselves back on track, and then we'll go to Palace.
It's just, I don't know if we even have the personnel right now to do that.
What's caused Liverpool problems?
Yeah, because you look how much we struggled to eat. Like I said, 2 shots the whole game against Wolves. Now we haven't got an Arnautovic. What are we going to do? Against their likes of Van Dijk and players like that, and then obviously while being on the back foot with their amazing attacking players.
That's that. Yeah, that is the problem. We're leaking goals, and you've got Liverpool next. But as I said, our players raise their game for the big teams, don't they? We saw it against Arsenal, we saw it against United. Liverpool are a different kettle of fish, but we can raise our game for that. We can be up for that game. Hopefully Creswell's back for that one because we need to get Masuaku out of left back.
That was, I don't know, that was such a random situation.
Yeah, it's disappointing he's picked up the injury he has, but that's another place we need to strengthen next season, if not now in January. But you got to look at, hopefully Creswell's back. Obviously Arnie's out, so we've got to look at how we're going to set up. Hopefully Nasri's back as well. That'll give us a bit of a boost in the middle there. Give us a ball player to pick, try and pick a pass and pick a team apart. We can only
pray. But I'll tell you a thing, right, I've seen said a lot about Pellegrini, and what Pellegrini said, right, is he tells the players, play with the mentality that you're a big team, no matter who you play. Now, I wonder if they're getting that too much in their head, that when they play like lesser teams than the big teams, they're thinking we're a big team. We don't have to put in a shift. We don't have to chase every second ball. Like whether it is like a mentality situation.
I don't know, because when you see, all right, tonight City have lost to Newcastle. You've seen Liverpool drop points, but big team mentality is, you're confident that you're going to go out there and beat everyone who's put in front of you. But sometimes you go to teams and you as a big team mentality and you destroy them. By playing the way you play with confidence. We don't seem to play with confidence. So if we have got that, we're a big team mentality, we're not playing it the right way. We're just looking on paper, we're better than Wolves, we're going to beat them. That's not the way to approach a football game. And how many times this season have we approached the game like United, like Arsenal, put in a really good performance, got a really good result, go into the next game and just don't turn up.
Well, because it's like, I think it's like with a big team mentality, you're sort of, when you play the big teams, it's sort of being fearless, isn't it? Not paying them too much respect, not being scared of the team, and actually taking the game to them, which we've seen can work, against the big teams. However, it seems to just completely go the other way when we play the smaller teams.
Yeah, we struggle to break teams apart.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the worrying thing. The bigger the team, it seems the more chances we create ourselves against the bigger sides.
Yeah.
You know, because they leave gaps. You know, you don't get me wrong, they've got the quality to still get back into the game. But when teams like Arsenal gave us space to play, you know, and when you're pressing them, things like that, you're going to create more space. Whereas with teams that then press us, that's where we struggle. And that's what Wolves did. They pressed us from the outset. They pressed us from the start. Didn't give us no time to set on the ball. We got no rhythm going whatsoever in our football.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's just, like I said, the lack of shooting. Like I said, we were trying to pass the ball into the box.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a few opportunities for Anderson when he was, you know, up the other end outside the end of their box, or Rice had an opportunity. But it's like, I know, pass it back, pass it here, and it's just like we're just trying to, like I said, walk it into the back.
One touch too many, isn't it? Instead of just firing a shot off and seeing what happens, it's that one touch too many. The opportunity's then gone to shoot, so you've got to look for a pass. You know, and again, we don't have, as I said, I picked up before, we don't have a willing runner in midfield who's going to burst into the box to cause problems.
Yeah.
You know, we're playing two, you know, Noble, he's now more of a, he does get forward, don't get me wrong, but he's more of a deep lying midfielder who wants to pick up the ball off the back four and pick passes and then try and link up the play. Whereas with Nazari, he's further forward doing that, you know, and you just need, I don't think our midfield complements each other, if you get what I mean, with Rice and Noble and you know, players like, I don't think they complement the way we want to play, and that's the thing. Something else we need, as I said, that gap between our midfield and front line was huge, and you know, we need players to come in and shorten that up.
Yeah,
you know, give us more bit of energy in the midfield. That's what I think we lacked a little today as well.
And it's funny with Antonio, because there was a little moment, like a blip, where he started to look good and look a bit like the old Antonio. But the past few games, he's just looked very clumsy.
That is the old Antonio.
Yeah, well, it is, yeah. But like more so than anything, it's just like he just falls over all the time. He can't stay on his feet. You know, like we said earlier, his decision making is poor. Thankfully, like, well, it's funny actually, we only had 2 shots. He didn't take a shot today. I've been saying I don't want to see him shoot. Today I would like to see anyone have a shot. Honestly,
at least he was a willing runner today.
Yeah, like I said, he worked his ass off, but he just lacks that decision making. He's a bit clumsy. So, you know, like I said, he's much better off on the wing. Like I said, just running the channels.
Or if he's playing up front, he needs to run the channels there. Yeah. You know, you put the ball in behind, give him something to run onto. Yeah. And that's not the way we play at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's what we're saying. No one's running the channels. It's just pass, pass, pass. And I just think there has to be a point where you think, okay, yeah, we want to pass it, but actually, the better option for me is to run with this ball a bit and get into a better position. Yeah. But
we need a striker who's going to harry defenders. Do you know what I mean? Like shut them down, causing problems. And we haven't really got that either.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't got that type of striker with us. And Arnautovic does it when he's in the mood, but he wants to be on the ball, you know, and cause problems with the ball. We need a striker now who's going to hustle and bustle and cause problems off the ball. And you know, we used to have that. We saw Antonio do that in previous seasons. We've seen Carroll do that, but we just don't lack that anymore. You know, they lack that from their game now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really worried, mate. I'm really worried. Just by seeing the personnel that we've got at the moment, the performances. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've got Liverpool next. I can't see it. That is gonna be, that's. It's looking bleak at the moment, mate. I hope Pellegrini has an answer. You know, he needs to sit down now. He needs to look at who he has left, the games he's got coming up, and how to get the best out of this team, because we need a plan B. We need another option.
We just need now to sit down. So we take away from this and the Wimbledon game what we can. You know, get cut the players back fit. And just like you said, go again. There's not much, you know. It's all we can ask. Just put a shift in. You know, we don't. Look, if we're going to get beat, I'd rather us get beat and walk away and say, do you know what? The better side beat us, but we tried our best. The better side did beat us today, but we didn't try.
No.
And that's the thing that kills it. The fact that the fans travel up to these games, the fans are there week in, week out, and the players don't put the performances that the fans warrant, you know, and what they should. And I think, you know, I know we left before the end because we had to get out to get fan cams because loads of people were leaving. And, you know, they said 3 players come over and applauded the fans. Yeah. You know, all right, yeah, we know you've played crap. You know you're going to get abuse coming over to the fans because you play crap.
But take it.
Yeah. You know, them fans have travelled up on a Tuesday night in the freezing cold to support you. So just appreciate that support a little.
I mean, it's 12:30 now as we're filming this, and we're still, you know, 40 minutes away, you know.
Exactly.
But you know, as I look at the players, I don't know, is it apathy, you know, or what? Like, because they just, or are they not interested? They not care? I don't think it's.
Some of them are scared of the abuse. You know what I mean? Some of them are like worried that they're going to get totally ripped to shreds. And look, we do this, right? We voice our opinions, but we will. If a player's played well, we'll say he's played well. If a player's played bad, we're going to say he's played bad. You know, that's what it is.
It's nothing personal.
No, if a player can't take being criticised, then you shouldn't be playing football because you're criticising their performances week in, week out.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's part and parcel of it. Just come over, thank the fans for travelling, apologise to the fans for the poor performance. That's all they got to do. It's easy, isn't it? I
just don't know if I'm reading too much into things, but I just think the body language just seemed off today of it, and I don't know whether it's like the opposite. We had the opposite of what we wanted to after the Wimbledon. We would hope they'd be fired up after Wimbledon, and it just seemed like they was still. I don't know. It just seemed like what the team I saw in Wimbledon was the same team.
Seemed like we didn't want to play.
Yeah,
we didn't want to play. We didn't want to play against Wimbledon, and we didn't want to play tonight. That's what it seemed to me.
The reality is now, look, we've just been knocked out of the FA Cup by Wimbledon, you know, which is an ideal fixture. We've got Championship team and our biggest rivals, Millwall, we could have drawn. And Chelsea and Man United have drawn each other. Perfect opportunity to get
the competition.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably one of our best chances of winning this cup, and we're out. And then 2 days later, another kick in the balls. We put in a performance like that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough.
Well, mate, we can only pray on the transfer line. So let's really talk about Maxi Gomez, which is the only real person that we've been really linked with.
Yeah.
However, it seems to be like if we do sign him, apparently it's looking unlikely to happen this winter. But if we do sign him, we're going to loan him back to Vigo anyway. So
what is the point? You know, there's no point. I get right, yeah, we'll sign him and then have him for next season. Just sign him in the summer. Just do a pre-contract now. If the club's happy to let him go now and then like loan him back, just do a deal that says, right, in the summer you're coming to us. Get it all sorted and done, because we're not a club we're not a Chelsea that has a wealth of talent sitting on our bench where we can sign a player and then loan him back to his club. You know, we can't do that.
We need signings now.
We need bodies because we've got, what's that? With Arnautovic now, 9 injuries to key players. You know, Yarmolenko, Lanzini, Balbuena, Winston Reid, Creswell, Nasri,
Perez.
Well, he ain't a key player, but he's given us more in the last few games when he's played than some of our strikers.
And take him over Carroll.
Yeah, you know, and that's some of your starting 11 now, and we're going to sign a player to loan him back to the club we're signing him from.
This is the thing, mate. We need signings now, and I know a lot of people will look at this and say, look, it don't really matter, we're not going to go down. And maybe see, look, there's no reason why we can't get another 10 points. However, we need a strong finish to the season. We need to finish as strong as possible, because that does affect the business you do next season. If we finish like 17th, 18th, 19th or whatever, not 18th or 9th, sorry, 17th, 16th, 15th or just above, you know, that's not a stable looking club that people go, yeah, they're going to build. That's ambitious. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if we can start finishing the top 10, maybe top 8, you know, you're in a better position to sign players.
Look, we showed ambition this season by spending £100 million on some decent players.
Yeah.
Right. We hopefully will show ambition again in the summer by spending in and around the same sort of money and strengthening the squad. We've got a top quality manager who's won things in this league. You know, who's got an ideology of how he wants to play. and he wants to get the players playing that way. We know it's going to take time for him to get the players in he needs to play the way he wants to play. You know, and like you said, the higher we finish, it looks like progression. It looks like we're moving forward in the right direction. We can't afford to finish in the bottom half of the league. We need to be finishing between mid-table and 7th. You know, we need to be in them positions by the end of the season to show a bit of progression, to show that we're trying to change the way we play, the style of play we're playing, and like I said, attract them players. We've got the stadium to do that. We've got the manager to do that. We're playing good football when we can. So, you know, we've got to be pushing. We've got to be knocking on that door of the Europa League to say to players, look, we're a club in transition. We're moving up. We're knocking on the door. We're 5 or 6 players off of pushing for the top, for 6th place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that ambition and drive and finishing as high up the league as possible will attract players into the club.
Yeah.
You know, and that's now, like I said, the rest of the season now is massive because we need to cement ourselves in the top half and push as high as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's it. So when people say our season's over or there's nothing to play for, we should be on our holidays or whatever, yeah, it's over in terms of winning things. But however, there's still a lot to play for in terms of, you know, building for this club. And look, to put things into perspective, even after we spent all that money and we got Pellegrini, I didn't really, you know, I mean, we'd done the predictions and stuff, and I said 8th and that, but in the grand scheme of things, I was thinking, okay, look, if we finish 12th or 13th, as long as we're not in a relegation battle, you know, I was expecting that it might not go smoothly because we're in a massive rebuilding stage, we're in a rebranding stage. It's transition because, I mean, look, like, we're playing a completely different style of football than we've played in a very long time. We're having to get a whole load of new personnel. Yes, we did spend nearly £100 million. However, 40 million of that was on one player.
Yeah.
You know, so when you look at it, we've still got a load of players that don't really fit this manager, how this manager wants to play. So it's, you know, every manager needs a few windows, needs a few transfer windows to build and get the players that he needs in. Yeah. So, you know, people should, it's not a case of panicking too much and thinking it's all over. It's just the manner of the performances that's what's upsetting. It's the attitude of the players and the manner of performances. And look, Pellegrini, like you said, he has to get some criticism for today in terms of tactics. And yes, you don't have much options, but like we said, the 4-4-2 has shown it doesn't work. He needs to learn from this now. And I mean, this is where he's going to be started to be judged as a tactician. Yeah. Liverpool, you can't really judge it. These they're sort of looking like they're running against the league. They're going away with the league. If we lose that, you can't judge too harshly. I just want to see maximum effort from the players.
Exactly. Look, as I said, if Liverpool turn up and they beat us, and we put a shift in, you have to take the beating. But if we do what we did against City and just roll over because they are, you know, the team that may win the Premier League, then that's not good enough. That's not progression. You know, it is. You know, that's we've got to show the right attitude now between now and the end of the season. For me.
Absolutely, mate. Well, look, I really hope it does get better. Like I said, we got some tough games coming up, but yeah, we might have to just take it on the chin.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, look,
we'll be there Monday night, cheering them on. You know, it's just hope they put a performance in that warrants it.
Absolutely, mate. Couldn't say it better myself. Well, should we leave it there, mate?
Yes, mate. I think they've listened to us long enough.
Yeah. Well, we're at Dartford now. Half an hour. Dartford?
No, we're on the M1.
Well, I'm reading. Oh, right. That's
really, it's telling me what turn off to take.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're on the M1. Half an hour back from London. So yeah, it's late. 12:30. Shit game, but we move on. We'll still be there. Come and see us if you got the Liverpool game, and hopefully we'll have something to sing about.
Thank you for everyone that stuck around for a fan cam.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, thank you so much for the few that stuck around for the fan cams. After that miserable, everyone wanted to get home. Horrible weather, late night. So we always appreciate everyone who stands there and takes the time to come and chat to us. So thank you so much. But leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys are feeling about after that game in the season going forward and the transfer window. Yeah, we'll be back this week with some content. Scott's going to have a preview, a very glowing, positive preview for the Liverpool game. I'll try.
Have
a bit of delusional day.
I'll be like one of them Man U fans we listen to on TalkSport earlier, a bit deluded and yeah.
Oh yeah, having a meltdown because they've drawn again. Yeah, to have that as a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. But yeah, we're going to try and obviously cover deadline day. Hopefully there's something to cover and a transfer situation. So keep an eye on everything. Don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs this up. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.